absolutely applaud you for doing your own research, but you also make a compelling point that I have not talked about aspie supremacy in what I'm looking for in Age of Scorpius. So let's talk about it. Every group of oppressed people has members that choose to align themselves with the oppressors. This is actually what the term pick-me was supposed to be, describing women who do the work of the patriarchy. They uphold it and they try to enforce it on other women. If you're talking about the autistic community, these people are called aspie supremacists. There's a lot of different reasons that someone might be an aspie supremacist, but most of the time it boils down to some hope to fit in with neurotypical people or to escape some rhetoric or the fate that a very ableist-focused society is trying to enforce on disabled people. By definition, most aspie supremacists are going to be very high masking. It's the internet, and I'm talking to a group of literal thinkers, so I don't want to say that all aspie supremacists are high masking. And I know for a fact that all high masking people are not aspie supremacists. But if you're going to be seen as disdaining autistic traits, you can't turn around and be displaying them in public. They are trying to downplay the traits that make them seem different from other people. They regurgitate a lot of the toxic positivity that you hear as a disabled person of, oh, just push through it, it's not a big deal. One of the big red flags to watch out for are the words, we need separate diagnoses. Guess what? We had 2 separate diagnoses. The reason that the abbreviation aspie is staying in aspie supremacist is because it calls back to Hans Asperger. For most of the 19th century up into the 1900s, 10s, and 20s, the overwhelming approach to dealing with autism, neurodivergence, severe mental illness, anything like that, was to put people in institutions. Essentially lock them away. Now when the mustache man started gaining prominence in Germany in the 1930s and 40s, the plan was to essentially empty them out into camps. Hans Asperger noticed that some of the white boys who did not have very severe needs were also really good at math and codes. So he said, oh, you don't have this diagnosis, you have something else. So let's separate this group of people that has the same disability into people who are valuable enough to society to be tolerated and people who are not valuable enough to society to make up for their weirder traits. That's a big problem. We do not want to go back there. The particular form of aspie supremacy that I heard could potentially be in Age of Scorpius was the denial of eugenics. Because if you're exploring a fascist society that tends toward eugenics thinking, and you have a character within it existing as an autistic person who is somehow not concerned about that or not a victim of that in any way, that is kind of a problem. Because what is it about that autistic person that excludes them from the ableist society systems? And this is a very insidious kind of ableism because it's not committed by intent, it's committed by omission. It's the failing to consider the life of people with your disability who do not have your privileges, your opportunities, and your capability for masking. And it is really important to keep an eye out for it because when you're looking for it, you will see it in a lot more places than just in media.